Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Q&A. Well, I guess it's good after. It depends where you are, actually. Good hello day, night, maybe to some people. Anyway, this is Q&A every Monday at noon. And so we're glad to have you on board. You can ask questions, and I may or may not provide answers. Or at least I'll answer them. They may not be the answers you're looking for or the answers you want. Anyhow, let's talk about your questions. We'll just jump right in. So let's see here. Oh, you know what? No. Before we jump into questions, I'm going to do the contest. So we have a contest here for a $10 Game Nerds gift certificate. And all you have to do to enter this, to get one of these $10 gift certificates, is to email us at contest@dicetower.com, and in the subject line, put the word, today is the 6th, Holly, Holly, also the name of one of my daughters. Holly, have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best one that you know. So email me, and one lucky winner will get a gift certificate from Game Nerds. Woo! All right, let's get to your questions. Dominique says, finally can watch live because schools are closed because of the winter storm here in Quebec City. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am sorry. Have you ever been somewhere during a storm? How do you like that and snow? Well, as a kid, I loved snow. I got less and less enamored with it as you become an adult. That's the way it works. The biggest blizzard I can remember was 93, maybe? Sounds right. 93, 94? I was working at the time. It shut down. I'm sure we had bigger blizzards than that happened. I lived in Pennsylvania. They were never everyone would go crazy. The stores would be packed. Everyone would buy stuff. But you were never, a blizzard, for when you live in a city, you're never really stuck anywhere. See, I don't know what that's like to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. There was just a blizzard. You were stuck at home. You're like, oh no, we're stuck at home. Yay, snow day. So there's that. Hurricanes are much different. You'd be stuck somewhere. They're scarier, though, than a blizzard. Let's jump down here. Can you quantify or qualify what gave Ark Nova that extra oomph to get a 10 out of 10? No. I don't need... See, this is why I really wish people would not judge by ratings alone. I did the review. That's my quantifying and qualifying. This happens all the time, and we literally cannot get people to take their minds off a number. A 10 means it's one of my favorite games I've ever played, period. I don't need to quantify or qualify that. I'm going to talk about the game a lot over the coming years, I'm sure of it. So you can just take all that. I did the review on it, but I don't feel like I need to justify it. I liked it a lot. That's why I got a 10. When you do the Dice Tower cruise, do you have the entire ship, or do you share the cruise with regular folks that are not part of the experience? Sure. I don't know if I call them regular folks. They're different folks. Yeah, but some people are doing the games and some aren't. Have we decorated the house yet for Christmas? Yes, my kids decorated it Black Friday. What's your opinion about the new YouTube policy as no dislikes are not shown? Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I don't know that I really particularly like the dislike button. I've used it on occasion, for sure. But what does it matter? Dislike something now to your heart's content. I think some people dislike stuff just to dislike it. And now their power is gone. Who cares? I think it's great. I don't know when registration for Dice Tower West closes. We'll probably announce it when it's closed, but I wouldn't delay if you're thinking about coming. Making more plan changes in the Q&A for next year. Well, actually, yes, there are changes on the way that are coming. We'll talk about them a little bit more. I'll be announcing one of them next week. Will happen around the Winter Spectacular. It's not actually tied to the Winter Spectacular. You'll see. It's actually a fairly sizable change I'm announcing next week. But there's a lot of other minor changes and stuff that we'll be making and different things that we'll be planning to do. I want to buy Root as a gift. I've never played. Reviews say it's good, but get bad reviews because the direction's hard to learn. You know what I'd recommend? If the person has a device that can handle the Root app, you can play it online. It's a great way to learn how to play the game. Are we big into Christmas cookies? Yeah-ish. My favorite type, there's two types. When made at home, I love sugar cookies. I love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. And I bought tons of different cutouts, and my kids make a lot of them, although somehow they never get home, they never stay home at Christmas time because there's always some sort of activity where it's like, let's make Christmas cookies together, let's make this, and then they're gone. This year I put my foot down on that. We're getting Christmas cookies made in home, and they're staying in home. Maybe. Also, I like really deluxe cookies that I get those from a special store. You can still dislike things, and I can see people disliking it, but like I can see we already have, for example, 1 dislike on this video, and only 8 likes. So of the 100 of you watching, only 8 of you like this video. I will say that pressing like does help videos a lot. You should do that as a general basis if you can, to not our channel, but channels in general. You can dislike it. That helps them a little bit too, I guess. It's interaction, but I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yes. Who organizes the shelf behind you? I did that one. I did not. It was my idea to have everything set up like it is, but I did not actually decorate the tree. I picked it out and picked the decorations, but my daughter Holly did it. I thought she did a good job. It's not so great when you consider trying to find a tutorial or expert advice on something. The downvotes can help one determine if the info is dependable or not. That's true. The other thing I use downvotes for is fake movie trailers, where you'd be like, what? I didn't know the trailer was out yet. Oh, wait, this has so many dislikes. It's a fake. But still, for content creators, it's nice, I guess. I'd rather kill some negativity, I suppose, than add more of it. I don't think negativity is a bad thing in general. I do negative reviews of games and things, and I think people should still be able to thumb things down. But I think the wave of negativity on the internet gets too high sometimes. My favorite small Christmas snack? Oh, easy. It's the sugar cookies, which I just mentioned. Thanks for the video about how games are removed from the Dice Tower library. Well, we haven't removed a ton. You know, that was a start of that. In fact, today I was discussing we're going to try to condense the library is a very fragile thing, right? And so on the cruise ship, I was saying we're going to not take some of the shelves. I'm going to take some of the hot games that are on certain shelves. We're going to take like 4 or 5 less shelves on the cruise because these games just don't get played as often. And so we're not going to take them. We'll take them to Dice Tower East for sure. But even now, like I'm like, oh, I'm adding this game. Well, then let's find a game to get rid of. I'll probably slowly expand this library. It's going to be a decent amount as time goes by. Let's see here. All right, don't get too worried about things. Look back and we can review are going to stay, okay? So don't worry about them going away. Oh, now we have 36 likes. Yay! All right. We withhold judgment of the episode until it's over to hit the like. Fair enough. Yeah, Victor also said the same thing about fake trailers. Sure. Let's see here. My 5-game review that went up yesterday was straight fire. So actually, what happened was as soon as I was done with that review, I walked over and I threw the game in the trash. I said, this is trash. I will not even let you guys touch it. We're not getting rid of this game. It's trash. And Z's like, no, and he didn't want the game, but he took out the little Animal Crossing figures because they're cute. He's like, we'll do something with these. All right, great. And then Roy said, hey, you haven't burned a game in a while. And that was the end of that. I wasn't planning to burn it. Would you say Ticket to Ride was ahead of its time? I would not say that, actually. Ticket to Ride was definitely an easy to simple to play game, but games like that have been done before. Carcassonne, Catan. This was just the next in a line of games like that. Have you read the Red Rising series? I read the first 3 books. It's very, very brutal. It's very interesting, very brutal. I read through them. I liked it. I thought I had a decently feel-good ending, and then I just was like, okay, I'm good with that series. What was your favorite cartoon TV series when you were a kid? G.I. Joe, 7 Cities of Gold, Transformers. Those were probably the 3 I liked the most when I was a kid. What's my personal stance on ketchup on a hot dog? Nope, 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 nope. But I don't put ketchup on almost anything. I like ketchup on meatloaf, and I like ketchup on a burger. But both of those times, I sit there and go, why are we using ketchup when we can use barbecue sauce? Do you prefer games with icons and no text or games with text on the cards? I like the games that use both. Hot cocoa with or without marshmallows? With. Have you checked out the Palaces of Carrera 2nd edition and Game Found? Hey, that's why we do a show called Crowd Surfing each week. Have you ever read the comic book Die? I don't know what that is. Is it about dice? Is it about people dying? What's it about? Let's see here. I keep getting questions about Ark Nova. Like this here, it says, do you really think it's better than Terraforming Mars? I said that in the review. Is it really a 10 out of 10 game? For me. People put so much things into ratings. Kingdom Death Monster did come in. The painted stuff came in. We're working on a time to play that for sure. Do you get board games for Christmas? Not from people who know me. Occasionally an outside person or someone who doesn't know me very well will buy me a game, but that's a very rare thing. Let's see here. Sorry, I don't answer every question because so don't feel bad if I skip your question. It's just that a lot of questions I get all the time. And you say, well, I haven't heard the answer to that. Sure, but I don't want all my Q&As to be samey. So what I do is I answer some questions once every 6 or 7 episodes or whatever. And there you go. Also, don't ask questions multiple times if I don't answer it the first time. I don't usually miss anything unless there's some jittering or hang-ups on the internet. Will the Dice Tower be expanding in any new avenues or ventures in the near future? So I think by that, do you mean, are we moving into something outside video audio or conventions? I guess we're in that too. I don't have that particularly in planning mode at all. No, I don't think so. Do you tend to watch movie trailers for everything you want to see, or do you ever avoid to prevent spoilers? I try. You know, I always say I don't want to watch it because I don't want to spoil it, and then I end up watching them anyway. So, like, for example, Spider-Man, which is we're going to watch a week from Friday. I'm very excited about it. We're all going together. Big, giant group. And yet, man, I don't want to be spoiled on that. And yet I feel like I've seen too much in the trailers as it is. If they release another Spider-Man trailer this week, I'd be tempted to watch it. But I know, I'm like, no, I want to be surprised by it. Seven Cities of Gold was a video game on the Commodore 64. Yeah, but there was a anime-ish series on it when I was a kid. I don't remember what it was called. The 7 Cities of Gold, The Search for the 7 Cities of Gold, something like that. Have you read the Foundation series multiple times? Do you prefer Christmas tree style with personal ornaments, fun things, or the picture-perfect, everything matches look? Oh, definitely the first. I like the style ones. That's behind us. We have a style one. But at my house, it's full of personal ornaments. I should take a picture of that sometime. There's like a little ornament to Jack that we keep up there, very nice and high. There's, you know, just different ornaments, different things throughout the years that we get. Each year I usually go out of my way to buy a couple ornaments for various things. We got some board game ornaments on there, various things. I was not a big Master of the Universe fan, even as a kid. There's some things I didn't like as a kid, and part of it was there was that innate, if other people like it, it can't be that cool. I've always felt that way, and I know that's a bad way to feel, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was one of those. I was like, what? Cowabunga? Come on. That's one I like more now, and that's also because I really like the comic books for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The He-Man, I just was never really interested in it, even as a kid. I messed with it. We played with the character sometimes, but a lot of it was I thought the He-Man toys were stupid. See, G.I. Joe had all the different points of articulation with the characters, and their vehicles were really cool, and Transformers transformed from the robot to the vehicle. He-Man, the figures weren't very good. I don't know. Can you explain the key lime pie reference you guys always make? I really like key lime pie. There's no reference. I just really like key lime pie. Real tree or false for Christmas? I am a fake tree man all the way. Because when we're done, we put it in a box, put it in the garage. Next year, get it out, use it again. It just seems to be awfully cheaper. Thoughts on Yellowstone? I've never been there. It seems like a nice park to go to. Unless you mean something else by this. Let's move down here. Do you paint minis? I don't. I have, but I don't currently. How many, people are really stuck on this 10 out of 10 thing. How many games do you remember do you have in your 10 out of 10? I don't know. I have a lot of games I've ranked 10 out of 10. I just really like them. When is the schedule for Winter Spectacular coming up? I would not be surprised if it gets posted today or tomorrow. I know it's done. I know Roy finished doing it. We always double check, triple check these things. So that schedule will be a kind of loosest schedule anyway. There'll be small, minor things. We're not, like when you see the schedule, it's not going to tell you every top 10 list. It's going to tell you the big ones, but there's a lot of small top 10 lists that are going to be in there too. I use rating to help decide on which games to spend my hard-earned money, so the ratings matter. They're the one important piece of information. But they really shouldn't be. You really should watch. A rating should be only a starting point. Like if someone says, I rated this game a 10, I'd be like, wow, it's a really high rating. So let me go see why they rated it a 10, because I might disagree with that person a lot. A rating is a single data point. And I might buy a game that I rate an 8 out of 10 over a game I rate at a 10 out of 10 in a certain circumstance. By that I mean, I might be buying a game for me and my family to play. They don't want to play that 10 out of 10 game, but they want to play this game. So that's the game I'm going to buy. That's why I think the rating is not always the best thing to look at. Die is a comic book series about playing tabletop role-playing games and about why we play games in general. I've never heard of it. What's been your favorite promo you've ever got for a game? Huh. That is a good question. I don't know. I know there's one. It's eluding me. There's a lot of cool ones. Did you ever get your Hero Quest shipment situation resolved? No. Now it says delivered on the thing. It was delivered to California, so I'm assuming it was sent back to where it came from. I sent Hasbro Pulse an email, and they were like, oh, we have a lot of responses. We'll get to you eventually, so we'll see. Here, I'll pull up the email now and see if they've responded to me yet. I'm really annoyed about this because that was not a cheap game. I haven't even heard that many positive things about it yet. Hasbro Pulse. I get too many emails. Nope. Nothing yet. Yay! Thanks a lot, Hasbro. Your live session, all live shows look really good. Do you use a special software? Is it done manually behind the scene by Mike or Chris? It's both. Roy does most of our live shows behind the scenes. Are you going to buy the 1.6 upgrade pack for Kingdom Death Monster before you play it, or just play the 1.5 version? I don't understand anything you just said. I mean, I obviously understand it. One's better than the other. I haven't even played the 1.0 version, so probably not. Anything you're bummed to miss this weekend in Philly since you're skipping PAX? Man, we'd love to go to PAX. We'd love to say hi to everybody. We'd love to eat the food there. It's going to be a fantastic time. But I don't get... Back in the day, when I wasn't able to go to conventions, I used to be very jealous. I'd look at them and go, oh, man, I wish I was there. That looks fantastic. I've overcome that to some degree. I don't know why, but I preemptively get out of the way. I was like, oh, man, I wish I went to PAX. But you know what? I'm not going. And if it did bother me, then I wouldn't probably spend time on social media. But people are going to have a great time. I'm going to see that, and that's okay, because I made my decision. Because I made my decision, we're going to have a fantastic Winter Spectacular. And then after Winter Spectacular, I cannot tell you folks how much I'm looking forward to taking that week's vacation. I'm going to spend it with my wife. It's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. That is 2 weeks from today. I'm really pumped about it. I read part of the Lightbringer series. It was moving a little slow for me the last time I read it. Do you think it's the same two people who dislike many of the Dice Tower videos? I don't know, actually. I don't know what makes people dislike videos like before they post. You know, we've thought about that. Like, I get you watch a video, you're like, I don't like this, so you thumb it down. That makes sense. Yeah, maybe. I usually only thumb down videos that I have a strong dislike to, but people have different tolerance levels. It is weird to me when people dislike a video before it goes up. Like, did I say something? Like, did I do something wrong to make the thumb go down? Who knows? It's not a huge deal. It just makes me wonder about it. You know, like, I guess some people go in and thumb down everything, but what does that do? It doesn't really change anything. It just means you have to go out of your way to do that. And then I think, but hey, they took the time to check out something we were doing. Thank you. That's very nice of you. What's my most used Christmas gift from last year? I got a blanket, so there you go. I have not watched Arcane yet. I've told my kids about it. We might watch it together. What would you like to receive as a Christmas gift? No, I'm not a fake account for a family member of yours. I don't know. I told him, like, weird, interesting snacks would be neat. Socks. I like different socks. I don't know. I made a list of things. Right now I'm trying to figure out, I told my wife last night, I'm going to get something next to my bed. I have my iPad, my phone, my watch, and it's a mess of wires there. And I want something that kind of organizes the three of them. And then I'll take that mess of wires, which the reason it's a mess of wires is because I travel with it. So I'm like, I unplug it, wrap it together, and it's great for traveling. But for at home, there's wires everywhere. It's so annoying. I want one, but I want a good one. There's a lot of these, you know, as seen on TV type things. So that would be something. What were some things that you discovered about Korea once you were there that surprised you a lot? You know, I didn't know a whole lot about Korea when I went to Korea. I knew it was a foreign country. I knew about the Korean War. I think when I went to Korea, I was surprised that they seemed to be more technologically advanced than America. That was kind of neat to see that. It was like, it wasn't that I thought of them as a backwards country. I didn't, but I didn't think of anything. You know, you always think of a foreign country as exotic, and foreign countries can be exotic, but I just didn't think they would be even more advanced, better internet speeds and everything there. It's really cool. How do you feel about the Skyrim board game? Well, I'll have to wait to see it. I don't know. Do you think any board game YouTube channels will ever reach 1 million subscribers? Well, I suppose by natural progression they will. The top 3 subscriber board game channels, taking Will Wheaton out. Did he have 1 million subscribers? He might have had one. You did say without being celebrity driven. But I mean, Shut Up Sit Down has the most subscribers. Then it's us and Rodney Smith. So, but it would still take years, I think, to get to the point where you had 1 million. Maybe not. Maybe Shut Up Sit Down will have 1 million next year. Go figure. Yeah, I think it will happen at some point. I think I calculated out the rate we're going when we'll get to 1 million, and it's quite a while away. It will happen before I retire. My favorite Spider-Man comic book story. I really like the Spider Hunt one that was out recently. I really liked Spider-Man in the Civil War, that whole arc. I liked it until the very, 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 very end. Disliked that part. But up to that point, I enjoyed that Spider-Man story a lot. I like Brand New Day, even though I didn't like it, what led up to it. It's kind of funny because I went into that like, oh, I'm going to hate this. But I enjoyed that. Then they kind of retconned that whole thing. Old Spider-Man stories? I don't know. I'm sure there's some. I tend to enjoy reading Spider-Man stuff. Have you read Senate magazine? I've seen it. I don't believe I've read it. I flipped through it, looked at it. It's very, very nice magazine. Very, very professional looking. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I don't want to say more about it because I didn't look at it longer. I don't know if we still have a copy of it here. Someone brought it by and they showed it to us, and I don't know if they took it with them or left it here. I don't know. The Mysterious Cities of Gold. Yeah, that's right. My favorite player count for Le Havre? I don't know. I think it's 2, but I really like 3 also. The library being about 2,000 games, do you count Time Stories or Chronicles of Crime as 1 game each, or each version in the series as a separate game? I don't know, but that's why I always say the library is about 2,000 games. Probably referring to the TV show Yellowstone. I don't know anything about that. Great show. I've never even heard of it. All right. How'd the cranberry sauce turn out this year? I thought it went pretty well. It was just normal cranberry sauce, and I put some blackberries and raspberries in. I decided to mix the 2 of them, and I was pretty happy with that, how that came out. I had some ideas for the next cranberry sauce because I don't just make cranberry sauce once like that. I'll be making it again at Christmas time. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for that one yet, though, but I have some ideas. I think it's time for us to move into the key lime cranberry sauce time. I think we can do that. Where are all the staff going for Christmas vacations? You know what? It's just going to be our vacation. I'm going to just leave it at that. It's going to be fantastic, but just realize we're taking a vacation. We're taking a family trip to South Florida in late February. What type of weather should we expect? I don't know. It'll probably be nice. It's not always nice in February. Sometimes it's cool, but it will still be nice. Wherever you came from, it will be nicer than that. You find Yellowstone impossible to get into. Nearly every character is unlikable. But isn't that like the thing these days? Like if you watch Succession, or it started with, like House was really popular and the main character was very dislikable. And then you watch all these different shows like Breaking Bad and all this, and all the characters are dislikable. And you're like, well, all right. People, I don't like that trend of TV. And the people who do like that trend, they scoff at things like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're like, oh, yeah, the characters are more one-dimensional. It's okay to have heroes, I think. Do you feel as I do that grocery stores aren't laid out logically? It seems like condiments and salad dressings aren't even together, and frozen meat should be right next to regular meat. Maybe, but I promise you, so this is something I know a lot more about, actually. I worked in a grocery store. Well, at one point, my goal was to open the largest grocery store in the world. That was my young man's dream. That has not happened. But grocery stores, I think some things could be set up differently, in my opinion, but it's all set up to make you buy. It's all set up logically, and you might sit there and go, oh, it's a pain that I have to walk to the back corner of the store to get milk. Yeah, no kidding. They do that on purpose. They want you, as you walk by that to go get that milk, that you pass a bunch of other things. They want it to be that the salad dressings are not in the same aisle as the produce, because they want you to walk from the produce to the salad dressings so that you walk by other things. Everything is there very, very meticulously for a reason. Yes, it might make sense to have all this stuff in the same aisle, but they definitely want you moving around that store so you accidentally buy more things. And you could say, but if a store was logically laid out, I would shop there and nowhere else. Maybe you would, but I don't think so. Are the top 100 list coming up soon? The top 100 will happen in January, like it did this year. We ran it during our Kickstarter. We'll be doing the same thing again this year. How do you feel about board game properties changing hands between companies? Seems fine. I mean, it is what it is. I don't always love it, but I mean, it's business. Does your family do Elf on the Shelf? No, we don't. I don't know that I guess it's okay. Have you ever been at a Christmas market like the ones in Germany? There was a Christmas market I went to in Philadelphia the last time I went to PAX, which I really liked that one. I really liked that. That would be one of the things I miss about going this year. It's currently negative 28°C where I am. Fly me down and I'll cook for you guys for a month. Well, you can't bring your dog because Chris is allergic to dogs. I told the guys, said the next hire will be a chef. Yeah, the day we hire a chef, you know the Dice Tower is doing really well. Thank you to Lena and Rusty. It's so easy to buy game after game, but selling them is a nightmare. Any advice on this issue? Then don't buy them all. Really, take some time. Think carefully about what games you buy. Selling them is a pain in the neck. I don't think I like Space Base better than Bad Company, but realize I like both of them a lot. But it has nothing to do with the expansion. I like Space Base vanilla better than Bad Company. But again, I think they're both very good games. Yeah, well, you know what, though? We have a week off of Dice Tower streams here for Christmas, but I'll tell you what, next week is a lot of streaming, 4 straight days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, streaming, lots of stuff. Hopefully that content will last you for the next week. What's your favorite car chase from a movie, TV show? I actually have an answer to this one. So there's several really great car chases. There's taking out the whole Fast and Furious sequence. There's a lot of great car chases in that. The Italian Job has a really good car chase scene in it. My favorite car chase is from a movie that's not very well known and or popular, and it's That Darn Cat, the remake. It's the dumbest car chase there is. They're going in a circle around town essentially, but I was just extremely amused by that car chase. I don't know what it is. The movie itself is not. It's not a great movie by any means, but I like the car chase in That Darn Cat. Are you hoping to return to a full convention schedule next year? You know, I don't think so. So right now we have Dice Tower West, Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower West, Gen Con. Dice Tower East, Gen Con, Dice Tower Retreat on my schedule for next year. I don't know what else we're going to go to. Maybe we'll go to PAX. Maybe we'll go to Origins. Maybe we'll go to Essen. Maybe we'll go to UK Games Expo. Maybe we'll go to whatever. Who knows? It's possible we'll go to something else. But I cannot tell you or promise any of those things because we need to be financially, we need to control what we do. And our goal is to put out content. And we can't put out that content all the time when we're at all these cons. Does Dice Tower have a P.O. box to send treats or gifts to? Just email me, and I can give you that information if you want to. Best as seen in TV product you've ever had? The Flowbee? There definitely have been some. I don't know. Sometimes you forget that something was a as seen on TV because I don't have a TV really, so I don't know the as seen on TV stuff. Do you think that the Chief might have been the inspiration for the Doctor Who TV show? Oh, 100%. I know that's the case, actually, but I can't really say more than that. What has been the newest video game you've been enjoying playing recently? Well, I mean, I would say Skyrim because it's, you know, they just released the anniversary edition. But let's see, what have I played recently that I really liked on the PS5? Because that's where I'm playing all my new games on. What games have I liked the best of the new ones? Sorry, I'm looking at these. Nothing like jumped to my mind. I did like Sackboy. Oh, Kena, Bridge of Spirits. That's fun. It's like playing a Pixar movie. What was the reason you said PS5 would probably be the last console you'd buy? No, let me rephrase that. It'd be the last new one I buy. What I mean is I bought it brand new. I will buy new consoles, but I won't buy them as soon as they hit the market. First of all, it was a pain. I was like constantly like, I gotta get it. It's being sold here, it's sold here. It was so hard to get a hold of a copy of it. And then I got a copy of it and I was like, oh, there's like 10 games out for it. Now, a year later, there's more games out for it. And a year from now, there's gonna be a ton of games out for it. So I'd rather just wait to when I can get a console than be like, okay, tell me the best games for this console and get some. I waited to get a Switch and I was really glad I did that. Even the Switch I got earlier than normal. And I just said, you know what? I'll just wait. The next time a new big system comes out, I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll wait a year or two and get it. Pro CD has 1 million subs. That's true, but I wouldn't consider him to be a board game channel. He does board games, but he does other things too. What is a thought process to give a game the Dice Tower badge in the box? Oh, nothing. We just have that Dice Tower seals of approval. Any game that gets a 7 or higher, and any game that gets an 8.5 or higher, we give out a seal of excellence too. And if the company puts it in the box, so be it. They ask me, I always say yes. Have you read the series when Doc Ock transfers bodies of Peter Parker to Superior Spider-Man? I enjoyed that. Oh, the question didn't upset me. I guess what upsets me is that people put so much emphasis on the 10 out of 10 thing. It didn't. I get passionate about stuff, folks. I don't get upset about like things like that. That's not something I get upset about. I'm like, oh yeah, passion. People mistake passion sometimes for other things. Like I get very passionate about food, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. No, I just try to. It's hard to quantify ratings a lot of times. I just really like something that gets a 10. Have you guys caught up with Hawkeye? I'm caught up. It's only 3 episodes, right? So, or was it 4 episodes? No, 3 episodes. I really like it. So far, it's my favorite of the TV series. So far. But we'll see. It might change. I feel like every show nowadays has unlikable characters. I don't get it. It's what sells currently. I don't know why either. That's why, you know, I really like, for example, Parks and Recreations has tons of likable characters. I liked everybody who worked there. There's jerks that they would show up and stuff, but for the most part, you liked the people who were there. Ted Lasso, for the most part, you like everybody in that show. You know, that makes it good. The Good Place. You liked most of the characters in that show. And I just find that odd that TV seems to think that that sort of thing is only good for comedies. If it's a drama, you gotta dislike people. Or the main character is, they're a jerk in every possible way, but they're really good at what they do. So that makes up for them being a jerk? I don't think so. My most played board game of the year so far? I don't know. Sorry. Who's my favorite TV lawyer? Oh, the guy from Law and Order. Jack. Whatever, Jack McCoy. He's my favorite TV lawyer. Jack McCoy. I'm going through all the different lawyers. Yeah, it's probably him. I also liked the guy from Boston, The Firm. The guy from The Firm, the Italian guy. I liked him too. Have you caught up with season 2 of the Goes Wrong Show? I have. I love it. Fantastic. Goes Wrong Show. Enjoy every moment of it. Let's see here. When will the People's Choice voting open for the top 100? Well, oddly enough that you asked that. Probably I'm going to launch it either later this week or beginning of next week during the Winter Spectacular. One of those two. But it's ready to go. People's Choice voting, it's ready. Let's see here. I've not played Rolling Realms, so Mike reviewed it. I might get around to it. There's just so many roll and move games, roll and write games. What do you feel about Hollywood rebooting almost every successful movie series from years past? Well, I mean, they want to make money. That's why they do it. Seems like they have no imagination left. Well, but people have been saying that since you've been born. Stuff's always rebooted. Stuff's always done. Bring back the big budget musicals is what I say. I don't know. I don't get too upset about that because, yeah, there's a lot of reboots, a lot of things done, but there's also a lot of new, interesting stuff that happens all the time. Let's see here. Yeah, the car chases and Gone in 60 Seconds were pretty good. How do you feel about the idea that game companies will release lower quality pieces to cut costs because they know fans will create higher quality pieces? Do you have any proof that any company did it for that specific reason? I don't know that that's true. Oh yeah, the good car chases in Bond. I still like the one where Bond's driving the tank. Makes no sense at all, but I enjoy that car chase. I guess it's not a car chase because it's a tank. Are you guys playing Merchants of the Dark Road for the Winter Spectacular? We are. Are we putting up a new Person is Wrong videos? Well, we're going to do another one of those, but I don't want to do them so close together. So we'll wait a month or two before we put out the next one. The next one is not a main person on the dice tower who's going to be wrong. But they're definitely wrong all the time. They'll also be heavily prominent in our Winter Spectacular next week. That's true. The Marvel shows have likable characters. Right. The same approach as you take with the consoles can be taken with most board games. Oh, I agree. That's true. But I mean, it's same hype. That's the same thing with everything except food. Food people are like, this new Crystal Pepsi's great. You should try it. Nah, wait a year. What? You can't get it anywhere. That's why when a new restaurant opens an area, I'm like, quick, let's go before they close. Wait, why is the Dice Tower asking me about no love for Matlock? He's before my time. I'm too young for Matlock. No, I don't like James Spader at all, actually. I found him to be too smarmy and he got way too preachy in Boston Legal in there at the end. I thought he was amusing when he was in the final season of The Practice a little bit, but he was too, I don't know, he floats on that edge of a character you don't like. Do you guys get invited to any YouTube celebrity or YouTube award events? No. How's that process work? I have no idea. I doubt we would ever. Yeah, we're a decently sized board game review channel, but we are, oh man, a Social Blade. That's what it is, right? So let's take a look here at Social Blade, and we'll put in the Dice Tower, right? So we have Dice Tower. Oh, sorry, the Dice Tower. Sorry. So we are. Let's see here. We are ranked a B, and in games we're the 10,877th biggest channel. In America, we're the 21,738th biggest channel. That means there are 21,737 channels. That's like a whole city of people that are bigger than we are. And when it comes to subscribers, we're farther down than that. We're 107,949th in the world and 82,792 in the world. Ooh, look at this. Estimated monthly earnings, 721 to 11.5K. Woo! 11.5K. Yes! Estimated earnings are Bologna. All right. Anyhow. What about Perry Mason? Meh. Columbo? Meh. Walter White is extremely likable for most seasons. Did you watch the same show I did? I don't think he was very likable most of the seasons. You might have liked him, but I don't think he's a likable guy. Will folks be interacting with chat during Live Foursquares next week? Let's watch and find out. If you like Slay to Spire, you may really like the Tainted Grail PC game. Okay. No love for the car chases and Blues Brothers. Yes. In fact, I didn't want to show my son the Blues Brothers. He's 7, but I did go. It was on one of the streaming services. I was like, oh, you got to watch this. So I showed him the new Blues Brothers car scene, where the cars all just pile up on each other. It's so dumb. It's a ridiculous scene, and he was very much amused by that. The first one where they're driving through a mall, that's funny and all, but they're fine. Thank you for the nice comments. We got a lot of nice comments on the top 10 robots. Don't worry, not every list will be as silly as that one, although, I mean, I did put on my 10 favorite robot games. But we got some fun lists for you next year. Oh, actually, you know what? Since we're talking about the Winter Spectacular, let me tell you what's going to be the top 10 lists that are going to be on that. Let's pull it up. All right, so we're doing a Foursquare of Golem. So that's one you guys have been waiting for, right? Luza's going to be doing his top 10 games. I'm doing my top 10 reworkings of games in 2021. We're going to be playing Lost Ruins of Arnak, Expedition Leaders with the new expansion. We're doing our top 5 experiences of the year. We're going to be playing Dungeon Party Live. Ruby and Violet are doing their top 10. Oliver's doing his top 10. Camilla is doing our top 10 Art of the Year. We're doing a Foursquare of Stella. The Board Game Weekenders are doing a top 10. I did the top 5 party games. We're playing Blank Slate, Merchants of the Dark Road. We're doing our top 10 surprises of the year. We're playing The Goonies Escape with One-Eyed Willie's Rich Stuff, a Codec Chronicles game. Jordan's doing his top 10 games. I'm doing my top 10 kids games. Z's doing his top 10 two-player games. And I'm doing the top 10 productions of the year. We're doing Foursquare and Foundations of Rome. A Family Showdown's doing their top 10 games. Top 10 expansions I'm doing. We're playing Pick Twist National Parks, Rise of Necromancers. Then Roy, Chris, Camilla, and Wendy are doing their top 10 of the year. We're playing Zoom in Barcelona. Kara's doing his top 10 of the year. Z's doing his top 10 welcoming games of the year. Chris is doing 10 more amazing games of the year. I'm doing the top 10 themes of the year. And Stella's showing off Dunhuang, Pearl on the Silk Road. I'm doing we're doing a Four Squares review of mobile markets. And then we're playing some party games. We're playing Dune Imperium Rise of Ix. Me, Z, Mike, and Mr. Bonacor are doing our top 10 of the year. Then we're doing 10 more great games. I'm doing 10 more besides my top 10. Mike's doing his top 10 solo games. I'm doing a top 10 cooperative games. And then we'll see our top moments of the year. Chris, edit that video. Everyone sent in their different concepts. I think it's 22 minutes of bloopers and other things that happened, silly moments on the Dice Tower, and I think you guys will enjoy that. So there you go. That's some of the stuff that's coming from next year. Schmigadoon was... I think I would have liked Schmigadoon if it was more original. I guess the conceit of it was that they were copying the music from other things. So like, which of these songs would I put on my Spotify list? I only put on the Cross the Bridge song. That was the only one I really liked. It was fine. There were some funny moments in it, but I didn't like a lot of it. It was okay. Let's see here. Foggy Nelson, yeah. If you would pick 2 people to do a fastball special, but they can't be X-Men, who would you pick? Well, we'll pick Juggernaut for the thrower. He's not an X-Man. And if you want to say, well, he was an X-Men at one point in time, fine. Hulk will be the thrower. But I'll pick Juggernaut if I'm allowed to pick him. And the throwee, who would go into battle? Blade. We'll throw Blade. Sure, this is a trend in movies that I've talked to my kids about this, actually. This is like a parenting moment. I tell them, like in real life, if you meet someone and your initial meeting is like, and then you spend lots of time with that person and you're like, guess what? In 3 weeks, you're not suddenly going to go, wait a minute, this person who I've been with the whole time, I'm actually in love with them. Makes for a good movie, I suppose. But it just, like, you didn't get along on anything. You disagree on everything. And suddenly you spend a lot of time with them. You're like, I really love this person. That's baloney. Again, these are characters who might be likable to some degree. Walter White's kind of jerky to a lot of different people. And even the way he treated his early partners, they showed that in there. Jesse Pinkman is likable in a way of like, oh, you scamp, but not quite. And Saul, who has a whole series about him now, is likable. But if you do remember, one of the first things he recommends was that they off a witness. So again, They might be likable in a roguish sort of we're murderers kind of way. Lots of people are saying nice words. Thank you for all the nice comments people are saying. Yeah, Hero Quest will not be on the top 10 reworkings list because I did not get it fast enough. Oh, it's a mad world has great car chase sequence. You're right. I do like that one too. I really like that one. How does Dice Tower as a company make most of its revenue? From our Kickstarter that we run each year. We'll be running one in January. I'm spending a good chunk of today on that, actually. Do you have any particular top 10 lists from the past you're starting to itch to remake? Well, we want to do our top 10 companies, like my favorite board game companies, and top 10 designers. It's been a while since we've done both of those, so I think they would be fun. Will there be a list of Autumn Spectacular winners posted anywhere? It's already been posted on our website underneath winners. You can go find out who won. If you didn't get an email, then you haven't won, probably, unfortunately. Am I excited for the new West Side Story? Yes-ish. I mean, it looks great, but so did the original. I mean, I just rewatched the original. It's a fine movie, depressing, but fine movie, good music and everything. So I don't know what the new one's going to do. Is it going to be a shot-for-shot remake? It kind of looks that way from the trailer. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see here. Lots of chatter here. People are talking about Secret Santa. Have you read any good Westerns? I haven't read a Western in a long time. It's not a genre I really enjoyed reading that much. Just hit 100 plays of a game for the first time. How many games do you think you played 100 plus times? Not many. And there's like a phenomenon, this, and Jeff has talked about this, and other people have talked about this in the past, that people think they play more games than they do. You really don't play that many games, as much as you think you do. Now, if you log your plays, you'll know for sure. And of course, there's really short games. And if you play online, you get a lot of games played. But you may be like, I played that game dozens and dozens of times, and you may have played it 5 times. It's a weird thing, but it's true. Let's see here. Your opinion on wall timers for Christmas lights. Do you prefer the dial where you insert the plastic bits to turn on and off, or the dial where you push in little tabs, or digital? I have no idea. I just plug it in or unplug it. So I don't do that. Do you have a favorite moment from this year? Well, maybe. I think we'll save that for our top 5 experiences that came out this year. Also, like Loopy says, you played The Crew 87 times. But if you play it and then start another, like when you play a round of The Crew or you play a mission, is that a game? Because if so, that's, you could play like 10 in a row there. And it's the same length as, say, a 2-hour game. So, all right. Well, it looks like I kind of caught up in questions. Obviously, I didn't answer all of them, and I apologize for that. But I hope that you all enjoyed coming around. I'm going to be back tomorrow. So let me pull up the schedule here, because we got a lot of live stuff coming up this week. So, blah, 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 blah. So I just recorded all my reviews for the week, which isn't that many. So tomorrow at... Why is it at 2 p.m.? I didn't mean that to be at 2 p.m. I'm going to change that. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm going to be going through the Board Game Geek top 100 games live. So just going to go through them and see what we can find. And then on Wednesday, same thing. I'll be looking at the 2021 games. Not giving out too much opinions on them, just going through them. And then Thursday and Friday, we'll be playing some games. So there you go. Alrighty, folks. Well, that's it for today. Let me pull this back up. At least we didn't have any. Oh, yeah, there's still Shoots and Marbles is going on tomorrow, and other things are happening. So we'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for all the very nice thumbs up. So I appreciate that. We'll see you all next time, which is tomorrow morning. Until then, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Q&A on the Dice Tower.